This is Mr. Baker. I have a small little setup here using an Android tablet. That's why this is so little, but hopefully this will be able to help you to learn how to do this topic, which is division of algebraic fractions. I have the first example right here. I'm going to do one example per video. Okay, now in order to do this, oh, by the way, before you see this, make sure you read the instructions that I sent and then look at the video. Okay, you're going to copy the problem and factor where possible, but with division, you write what's called the reciprocal of the second fraction, the one on the right, the one I'm pointing to. And to do that, you just switch the numerator and denominator. So let's do it. We're going to copy this down. Okay, you could never factor a monomial, so you just copy it. And then the binomial you could factor. That's a difference of two squares. Remember that? So we're going to factor that as a difference of two squares, x and x, 2 and 2, 1 plus and 1 minus. Okay, now you change division to multiplication, and not to think it's an x, we're going to use the dot to mean multiplication. Okay, the second fraction, you write the reciprocal, so the bottom goes on top. But notice this is common factoring. So you're going to take out a 2, and you have x plus 2. Okay, so common factoring, and you make sure you put it on the top, and the top goes on the bottom. That's a monomial, so you don't have to factor, just simply write 6x to the 8. Okay, and that's how you start all division of fractions problems, just like that. You copy everything, you change division to times, and the second fraction you do the reciprocal, and make sure wherever there's factoring you factor. Okay, now we're going to cancel. Most of the canceling you do is across, just like this where I'm pointing, and this way. Once in a while you could cancel up and down, but if you don't see that, don't worry about it. I'll explain why. Okay, I'm going to use a different color, and I'm going to cross cancel. See the 3 and the 6? 3 into 3, 1. 3 into 6, 2. See the x5 and the x8? A quick way to do this is subtract. 8 take away 5 is 3. Cross these out, and you're left with x to the 3. Wherever the bigger exponent is, that's where you put your answer. See, the 8 is bigger than 5, so x to the 3 goes on the bottom. Okay, if the 8 was up here and the 5 was down there, you'd put the x to the 3 on the top. So we're done this way. Now look for anything the same this way. See the x plus 2 and the x plus 2? They cancel. Okay, and that's it. So now we're going to try to write the answer. To write the answer, you just multiply across on the tops, these two, and on the bottom. Okay, now in order to be able to see what's left, just look across the top and circle what's left. 1 and a 2. So 1 times 2 on the top is 2. On the bottom, you're left with x minus 2 and 2x cubed. So 2x cubed times x minus 2. It's easier if you write the monomial first. 2x to the third times x minus 2. Okay, now remember the last step, you check to simplify. And in this case, there's a 2 here and a 2 here. They cancel each other out. 2 into 2, 1. 2 into 2, 1. Okay, the final answer, that you're left with a 1 on the top. You can't leave that 1 out. You must write it down. 1. Okay, the bottom you could leave it out because it's next to an x cubed, and that's called a coefficient, which is unnecessary. In other words, you don't have to write the 1. So x3, parentheses, x minus 2. Okay, you don't have to distribute. You could just leave it like that, and you're done. That's your answer. Okay, same as multiplication, except for the first part where you're doing the division process where you switch it. Okay, stay tuned for video number 2, which will give you another example. Bye for now.